Just got back from the gun shop this morning, and I wanted to show you my newest pistol, the Smith Wesson Model 442 Centennial Airweight 38 Special plus P revolver. The 642 is the #1 seller from Smith & Wesson, all the way back to at least 2006, if not before. And the 442 is #2 on the list. A lot of reasons for that. One reason is because it's so small, lightweight, very concealable, it's very reliable. And these guns are such quality, you can't go wrong with a Smith & Wesson snubby revolver. Now the specs on this little 442 Airweight, the barrel, as you can see, is really short. It's 1 7/8 inch. The sights on it has a rear notch right here, a serrated blade on the front, but this gun is made as no snag close-up encounter. Now with that short of a barrel, you know, you're not looking at long-range accuracy, but with practice, and listen to me here, with some practice, this gun is very accurate. But if you're going to buy this gun, shoot a few rounds, and then throw it in your drawer without practicing often, you are not going to be very adequate with this pistol. Yes, you can shoot close encounters, but you really, if you're going to carry something like this, you need to definitely practice. Now, a couple of issues with the practice. What I want to show you is, here are, and you can buy just some lead wad cutters as well, but here are just some full metal jacket. These are just Federals. They're a lot less expensive than, let's say, these Corbon 38 plus Ps. Actually, 20 rounds of this would equal in the same price as 50 rounds of your practice. Now, your practice, they're not as powerful, because the plus P means extra power, plus power. And in many 38 specials, in fact, you need to make sure that your gun is rated for plus P, and it will say it on the gun. Plus P can really damage a standard 38, so be careful before you start. But you definitely need to put some rounds of your carry rounds through your gun. Now, I don't like to shoot a whole lot of plus P, even though this one's rated plus P. But that's just me. I like to take care of my guns. So I practice with my regular ammo, then I'll shoot a couple of cylinders with my plus P ammunition, and then I reload it with the plus P, and that's what I carry. But you should never carry a gun or rely on a gun unless you've shot about 100 rounds through it minimum. Now, one of the benefits of this little pistol is the weight. It only weighs 15 ounces unloaded. Your regular Model 36 steel frames run about 20.4 ounces. So you do save about a little over, 5.5 ounces with this over your basic steel frame. Now we're going to address an issue here that also has some controversy around it. I tell a lot of first-time shooters or shooters that are just looking for something for self-defense, that have never really had a lot of experience, that a small revolver like this is very simple and is really easy to use. In fact, all you have to do, there are only 3 parts on here that function, and that's pulling the trigger to fire the gun, then you have the slide release, and then you have your ejector to put out your spent rounds. Otherwise, this gun is very simple. You know, a lot of times with automatics, you know, it can be complicated for those who have not spent any time around firearms, And in a very high stress situation, that could be detrimental. The safety's on, the bullets jam. I mean, there are a lot of different possibilities. This is a very simple design, and it doesn't necessarily have to be this very short barrel. You can get a little bit longer barrel, like a 3-inch barrel or what have you. But I would very recommend for a novice shooter to look into this small revolver over what a lot of people refer to as a sexy automatic. Now, these little revolvers come with a price. The manufacturer's suggested retail is $616, but I had a guy quote me the original price in the gun shop for a brand new gun, and it was $479. I bought this one with a little bit of use on it and paid much less, but you can expect to pay $400 to $450 for a used Model 442 Smith & Wesson. Now let's talk about concealability with a small revolver like this. You know, many semi-automatics are squared off. They have straight edges. The one thing about a revolver is it flows, and it's a lot more easier to conceal. Yes, the cylinder is a little wider, but I believe the XD, this is only like 1/8 of an inch thicker than a standard XD Springfield Armory slide. But all the other parts of this gun are thinner. So you have a very nice form that does not print as much as like a semi-automatic, even like a Glock 26. But now some of the really small 380 revolvers are so tiny that, you know, you can really put those away well. Now these are very light, they're very compact, they're snag free, and as you can see, there's nothing really to snag, and that's the way it was designed. They're very, again, easy to operate, and they're very reliable. You pull the trigger, you don't have to worry about this gun jamming. Now, Smith & Wesson introduced this as with a lock. And then what this does, we're going to close the cylinder. This is a trigger lock. You lock it, the trigger cannot be manipulated. Great for safety if you have kids, but a lot of people did not like the lock, and to be honest with you, I'm never going to use this lock, but I have it. And actually Smith has now started offering this same model without the lock. It just adds to the complexity of this pistol. Now this design has been popular since the 1950s. In fact, Smith & Wesson introduced the Model 42 in the 50s, and it made a great concealable pistol. One of the things especially was because of this enclosed hammer. Now, because it is enclosed, that means every time you pull the trigger, it's double action. As you see, the gun, of course, has been safety checked a number of times, which is very important. We're going to point this in a safe direction, and as you can see, there is no movement except the cylinder when you pull the trigger. Of course, you have your owner's manual, an NRA, join the NRA information pamphlet, which is really good, and then you have a regular basic lock that came with the gun, and then a spent round, so for test firing, which makes a nice little addition with this nice blue case, hard plastic case. Please subscribe for more fun gun reviews and sensible survival. God bless America. Long live the Republic.